Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Scyntz training gloves. So stay tuned. Alright guys, so today I'm doing a close-up, weigh-in, and review on the Scyntz training gloves. These are a title boxing product, full leather construction with suede inserts and some mesh on the palm. These gloves are manufactured in Pakistan, and these are the training versions of the Scyntz lineup. So you can see here, give you guys a kind of a close-up of the gray leather that has more of a satin finish to it. The big feature is going to be the gel air foam, which is supposed to be a combination of gel and foam padding that has little air pockets in it. So what they describe it is that when you land with your punches, it doesn't fully compress and it bounces back quickly. So you can see here when I push down on it, it has I'd say a soft feel at first, but the more you kind of push down and kind of squeeze the foam, it does definitely compress in and has much more of a denser feel once you get down in there. So you have the Scyntz logo. I don't know if I'm a big fan of that logo. It kind of looks like atomic or some kind of like, obviously it's called Scyntz, so that's the theme behind it, but I don't know, just to me that looks just weird with a big S with the atom or the neutron, whatever you want to call it, design. I think they could have done something a little bit better than that, but I don't know. It is what it is, just aesthetics, right? You have a suede thumb. I do like that. It's kind of like what Hayabusa does, and it really helps out, especially when you're sweating your butt off and you can wipe your face off with that. Instead of the sweat just running down the leather. You have kind of this V wrist support, and that's kind of where you have that junction where you have the padding that drops down and it gets stitched into that. So you have that right there. And you also have a 3.5 inch Velcro strap with a recessed rubber patch on the tab. You have about an inch of foam padding on the back of the wrist. Nice smooth tricot liner. You also have about 3/4 of an inch of padding on the inside of the wrist. Scyntz logo there, genuine leather, triangle mesh right here on the palm, ventilated holes on the thumb as well as on the finger compartment, as well as a pretty decent sized grip bar, a little on the small side actually. I'd say it could be a little bit bigger, and a leather attached thumb. So there you have it, the Scyntz training gloves. These are some interesting gloves to say the least. They actually look really wide profile wise, but they're kind of deceptive once you put them on because they feel very comfortable. So let's go ahead and put these on the scale, see how much they weigh. And the right glove is at 14.9, so it's about an ounce underweight. And the left glove is at 15.2, so they're almost the same weight, but they're about an ounce underweight. So let's go ahead and do the review. Hey, what's up guys? Carlo here, and today I'm doing a review on the Scyntz training gloves. I got mine in the gray and black colorway, 16 ounces Velcro closure. You can also get this in a black and gray colorway, so basically just opposite colors of this, anywhere between 12 to 16 ounces. They also make a sparring and a bag glove version of this Scyntz glove. Scyntz as a brand is actually a title boxing product, but they also make like Scyntz speed bag platforms, speed bag swivels, double end bags, and other equipment. So if you're interested, just check out the Scyntz lineup at the title boxing website. Now, when I first saw the Scyntz branding come out in their gloves, I was kind of intrigued by it just because of the design of the glove, especially the way they kind of marketed it. You have this big S on the back of the glove with this kind of scientific, like, you know, proton, neutron looking design on the back of the glove. So my first reaction was like, all right, there's some kind of like scientific back technology in this glove. And the main feature of this glove is going to be the gel air foam that they utilize in here. Now, to what degree does that mean this glove is like scientifically backed? I don't know. I don't know if any. I think it's just more of them just saying, okay, these gloves are supposed to be more advanced in the fact that you get good feedback and pop, with the quality of the foam and gel padding they use, but you also get a nice soft feel that you can use for sparring. So that's kind of my impression, at least the way I feel when I was training with the gloves. So the gel air foam, again, is going to be a combination of gel padding and foam padding that has little air pockets in it. So on the surface, when you push down on the foam itself, it actually feels pretty soft. But the more you compress it is kind of like where the technology comes into place. It disperses the energy of the punch. So it kind of hardens and becomes a little bit more denser the more you push down on it and compress the foam. And that's basically the gel air foam technology, and that's kind of the whole premise behind the Scyntz. Now there's a little extra features like a suede thumb that helps with wiping your face. So if you're starting to sweat, that's really nice to have that. You also have this triangular mesh palm. Everything else is pretty standard, attached thumb. You know, decent sized grip bar right there. Half strap wrist around, wrap around wrist Velcro strap. This one is tapered, so it's nice that it goes up higher on the middle section, so you get a little bit better wrist support higher up on the lower portion of your palm. And then you also have that hinge point, and this right here is almost like a little channel that gives you a little bit of flexibility with your wrist, but you also have about an inch of medium density foam padding that's perforated on the back, so you do get some stability and support. So looking at the glove, again, it looks very unique. It can appeal to some people. It does have a wider profile when you look at it from the naked eye, but it's a little bit deceiving because of the size of the inside of the hand compartment. So I'd say it's definitely more of a pillowy feeling glove. But out of all the pillowy soft gloves I've felt, this is the most unique in the fact that when you punch with a lot of power, you feel that compression and you get that really nice pop and bang out of these gloves. So there you have it. You have the Scyntz logo, genuine leather. The inside uses a nice tricot liner. You also have a tag where it's manufactured as well as the weight, red piping right there, that mesh palm. Put the finger in there and you can actually feel the mesh, so that is actually functional. It's not just there for looks. And you also have about 3/4 inch of padding. One thing about the wrist padding is that they use two different styles. They have a softer one on the inside, and then the outside feels like EVA. So I definitely love that, the fact that you have a more conforming, softer foam that adds to the comfort of this glove. Quality-wise, the glove itself, from a workmanship perspective, is actually really good. I just think that the quality of like the suede feels a little bit on the cheap end. The leather itself feels pretty standard to what you would find in most, if not all, title boxing gloves. It's definitely thick, has a good feel to it, and if you take care of these gloves, they should last you know, a good amount of time. The logo is starting to peel a little bit right there from me punching and using these gloves, so for me that's not a huge deal. Anytime I see any kind of logos that is in kind of the strike zone right here, it's just kind of a matter of time before that starts to wear out. The perforation, the Velcro strap looks really clean. The piping looks done really well. You know, the grip bar is consistent throughout. Ventilated holes. The stitching pattern is straight. It's not crooked. Right there you can see where they kind of went back with the stitching right there. And that's normal. Fingertip leather is all bunched up nicely. Attached thumb is done really well and even, so when you make a fist, the thumb doesn't extend and stick out. Inside liner is not exposed, so everything there is done really well. Velcro strap looks good. I like that rubberized patch. It doesn't feel cheap, and it's recessed and stitched in nicely. The only thing I would say quality-wise with these gloves is the suede. I feel it feels a little bit on the cheap side. It feels kind of thin and kind of like cardboardy. So I would say if there's any improvement, it would be definitely the suede material. Go with a higher grade. But then again, that might increase the price. So I guess it's give and take, right? The Scyntz logo right there. So comfort of the glove, sliding your hand in here, they're extremely comfortable and soft. Probably one of the most comfortable gloves I've put on, and the most pillowy, soft gloves you can ever put on. And that's one of the things that surprised me when I put these gloves on. I didn't really know what to expect, but they're extremely soft on the inside, almost to a fault. Like it feels like the glove is almost too soft. Like structurally, it doesn't feel like there's any rigidity to the glove, but it's a little deceiving. So it's very soft, but you have a good amount of wrist support. It doesn't allow your hand to go too far back or too far forward. Thumb positioning is perfect. I don't feel like my thumb jams, and you can see when I make a fist, it does a pretty good job of keeping everything in line. If anything, maybe that attachment could be a little bit closer and pull the thumb in a little bit more, but the positioning is perfect. This piping here is perfect. It doesn't feel like I pinch down even with hand wraps on. And the finger compartment is nice and deep. You do have a piece of neoprene, like an extra grip bar right over here, in addition to the standard grip bar. So you have 2 grip bars. And the thing I love about the gloves, aside from the liner being extremely soft and the foam on the inside being soft, is it's really broken in. You can see that I can open and close my hand with relative ease, and it feels great. So, you know, this is probably one of the most comfortable gloves I've put on because of the liner, the kind of foam they use, and how soft the gloves feel. Now, protection and performance, again, this glove is unique in the fact that it does look a little bit more on the pillowy side. So if I step back a little, you guys can see, you know, profile-wise, I'm 5'8", about 147 pounds, and you can see for a 16-ounce training glove, the profile and the height and the length and the width of the glove isn't bad, but it's just kind of on this side when you're looking at it from the back of the glove, it has kind of like a puffiness to it. But again, that's deceiving. When you put your hands in, it actually feels really good. And I don't feel like the compartment's going to be too restrictive for somebody with larger hands, because the foam that they use on the inside is pretty soft and pliable, so it'll kind of conform and wrap to the dimensions of your hands and your fingers. But again, the foam on here is excellent. I love the gel air foam. Obviously, that's the feature that they're kind of pushing with the Scyntz branding when it comes to their gloves. But again, it's a unique feel when you land a punch with this and it kind of compresses down and it's really soft, but you still get a good crack out of it. So it's kind of hard to describe when you're using this glove. I like to use it on a denser filled heavy bag like my Nazo, because that's when I can really tell that I'm landing on my 2 front knuckles, and you get a good bang, and you can really put a lot of power into your shots and not feel like you have to pull back on any power because you might injure your hand. So I definitely feel that it's a pretty well balanced glove in that regard. It just has a different feel to it. Cost-wise, these gloves are $99, which I think is a really good price. I mean, I like the fact that Tidal generally doesn't overprice their gloves for the most part. You know, you can always get a 20% off discount code if you sign up for the newsletter. So right there, that's $20 off. You know, if you can get these for $80, I think they're a good deal, even at full price. If you're looking for a glove that you really want, that is super soft, broken in, that you can use for training, that feels good, has a good thumb. This is definitely up there. Probably going to be in my top 5 when it comes to training gloves that are $100 and under for my next list of top 5 gloves when I do decide to do that again. But this is right there, at least for now, unless there's another glove that comes in that's even better than this one at the price point. But it's definitely up there, and I think Tidal did a good job of putting this together. The only thing I would say is the suede needs improvement. I'm not a big fan of the logo. To me, the logo is kind of, I don't know, just kind of tacky in my opinion. But again, those are all minimal things that they can correct and get right the next time around. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Scyntz training gloves. I'll see you guys later.